This is day 26 of my Practicing Visibility series, where I am trying to become a known public figure for young people while actively working on my fear of being seen. I wanted to share today something that I've been thinking about a lot with the work and oftentimes don't really talk about this. Over the past 3 years, I've been a full-time speaker. So that means all of my income is basically coming from speaking. And those are like my only official work days. Everything else is kind of building product like my book or my YouTube channel and things like that. But most of my kind of work effort goes into the speeches that I give. Something that is frustrating for young people, because they've shared this with me, and obviously they don't speak for everybody, but I've heard this plenty of times from kids. And I also remember feeling this way as a kid, is this idea of like adults know what's best for me. Adults do have a lot of access to kind of knowledge that we mandate to young people and say this is what you need to learn, but we rarely ask kids what they want to learn. And so I do these school events where I go for a week. This little amazing thing right here, I don't know what it's called, poster, is from one of the schools that I go to, Stone Valley, which is like my home. This will be my 4th year going back. But every time I do this event at a school, I always ask for ambassador groups. And this will be on the very first day, which is usually a floating day, meaning I'm going to classes, to lunches, I'm meeting young people, to just kind of get to know them and so they can get to know me and build some rapport before I do my actual work with them. In these ambassador groups, I ask them kind of 2 things. One, it's like, tell me about your school, like what you don't like, what you think the issues are. And then the second one is, what do you want to learn? And when I started doing this, the engagement was so much better because they were telling me what they wanted to learn. Then I would go back and, connect that subject to my work. Most of the time it is connected. And then come back the next year and have that ready to teach them. And if they say, I want to learn this, your buy-in and your engagement is so much bigger. But also it just respects them. It respects them and says like, you can choose what you want to learn. And even if you don't have an adult saying yes or no, you can still be curious about something and choose to learn about it, which is why I made my Feel Better, Do Better channel for kids. The biggest thing that has come up recently, and a lot of the demographics in terms of, where these kids come from and their family life, and these schools are similar, and sometimes even in schools where the demographics are very different, this has still been a question that has come up. And it's not even a question, it's a bunch of questions. It's a subject, and the subject is friendship. Adults downplay the importance of friendship, and not just like having friends, but navigating conflict, introducing yourself, like making new friends, dealing with friendship breakups, dealing with calling your friend out. All these things are part of friendship, and we very rarely give young people a chance to talk about them and to learn from them. So when I went to this school, that's what the 7th graders asked me. They wanted to know more about, how do I know if I'm in a toxic friendship, or how do I stand up to my friends? Because at this school specifically, something the kids told me was that bullying wasn't so much like picking one kid out. A lot of bullying at this school happened in group. So friends were bullying each other. And I did some ambassador groups with groups of friends, and I just had them kind of talk about like what behaviors bring us together and what behaviors tear us apart. And the next year I came back and I got to talk a lot about friendship. And the reason I did this is because there's a loneliness epidemic in our country. Like, grown-ups don't have friends. And I think we talk a lot about friendship as like with kids. We talk about it as our kid friendships, but we don't spend a lot of time thinking about what that looks like for adults. And when you're a kid, you are with your friends usually all the time. I mean, you're in school with them, you're in classes with them, you see them every day. And as an adult, the friends that you made as a young person, even into college, you go to different areas and you work at different jobs and you have different schedules, and some of you have families and some of you don't. And it becomes very difficult to keep those friendships going. So I want kids to be able to build sustainable friendships. And that's what I told them is like, think about the people in your life right now that you consider your best friends. Do you want them to stay that way? Like, do you want these people to go through your life with you? And if you do, you have to start doing some high-level friendship stuff. On my channel, Feel Better, Do Better, I actually talked about that. I think I have like 8 videos about friendship because it's just such a huge topic. I want to end today's video talking about a friend. I have a friend named Cherokee. Cherokee is, oh God, Cherokee just feels like safety to me. I've known Cherokee since we were kids. I think I met her in high school for the first time. And she has a family, she has kids. We talk all the time, but she's very safe. I can talk to her about like my mental health stuff. I can also talk to her about my frustrations. I can talk to her about my accomplishments, and she's always willing to kind of meet me where I'm at and to provide that space. And then we do it, like I do that for her as well. And so over the past few days, I have been really struggling. I mean, over the past few weeks, just with what's happening in the country. And today I was kind of getting in my head again because it happens. It's ongoing, right? It's not like this is slowing down. And I called her and I just felt so much relief. And it was just a reminder of like, that's what friendship can do for you. It's not just about like, I need to have people around, but friends can provide relief and support and care and safety and love and accountability, and they can do so much for us. And so when I talk to young people, I don't say, learn this because I think you should. I ask them, do you want those kinds of relationships in your life? And if they say yes, the next question is, what are you willing to make that happen? That's a little insight into my work. I will be back tomorrow. For a second, I thought this wasn't recording. And if this wasn't recording, I was going to make the next video me shaving my eyebrows off because I'm very happy with this video. Okay, bye.